What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we got something way different. We got an educational video. Today we're going to discuss older sneaker heat, how they age, how to possibly prevent them from falling apart, whether or not you should buy an older shoe, and if it would be a right choice for you or not. Also, guys, if you're interested in any of the sneakers in this video, make sure to check out our Instagram, Sneaker Hustle USA, and our website, sneakerhustleus.com. We post new stuff daily. We got tons of deals, a bunch of variety of older, newer shoes, and we got the best prices. So check us out. Let's get into this video. So first off, you might be thinking, how do shoes age? The way they age is oxidization, guys. The air actually is killing your shoe. It's slowly discoloring it, and the midsole and stuff is slowly falling apart and withering away. That is just what happens with age. Typically, shoes between 8 to 10 years start to see these effects. A lot of times, for example, on Jordan 11s, you see the soles starting to discolor and yellow. A lot of times, it's unavoidable, but there are certain precautions you can take from the shoes falling apart and discoloring like this. Nowadays in the sneaker market, there are tons and tons of different types of shoes. So I want to show you guys how certain shoes age. Today, we're mainly going to be focusing on Jordan Retros and Dunks. So starting off, let's go over to one of the most common, the Jordan 11s. You see tons of Jordan 11s. We have a bunch of Jordan 11s. For example, one of the most recent releases of a Jordan 11, you got this icy blue sole. And as you can see, that sole, once you wear it, a handful of times possibly, if you keep these in the sun for too long, they will start to discolor and yellow on the bottoms. Sometimes it's really quick, sometimes it's slower. Depends how you wear your shoes, depends what kind of terrain you're wearing them to. A lot of sneakerheads, they don't care. Personally, I don't care if it discolors, but some people do. If you are one of those that does care, I do recommend sole protectors. It is a thin plastic guard that you can put on the bottom of the sole, and it can protect the shoes from getting dirt in them and starting to discolor. But even sometimes, guys, when you keep a shoe on ice, these are the Jordan 11 Cool Grays from 2010. And as you can see, they have started to discolor on the soles. Don't mind the price. We have a great price on these actually. But this shoe is over 13 years old now, and it has discolored, and it's not too significant. On this release, the way they discolored wasn't as bad. Sometimes it depends how it is stored. These were stored very well, so the discoloration isn't as bad as you can see. It also depends the shoes. Sometimes the types of soles used discolor worse than others. Also, another thing to keep in mind is a lot of times I see on these icy type of soles, people put the receipts in the bottom of the shoebox, and a lot of times from time and heat, the receipt ink will bleed onto the soles. So definitely, if you have a receipt in the box, put it under the paper, put it in a plastic bag, because if it does bleed on the soles, it's pretty much unremovable. So I'm sure you guys have heard there are ways to ice the soles and undiscolor them, and it'll make them really clear bottoms. Personally, I've never done that. You have to get a bunch of supplies for it, but that is what I recommend if you do not like this. Keep in mind, if you do it on older shoes, you are applying a heat lamp on the shoes. It can cause for the sole to separate, possibly. Another thing you want to keep in mind is a lot of these older shoes, the midsole is the thing that starts to fall apart. As you can see on this shoe and this shoe, the midsoles are the same, but on this one, these just came out this last year, it is a bit softer. You can see it has some wiggle room. On this older one, it is pretty firm, guys. It is really firm, meaning that this shoe has never been worn. After 13 years, this shoe can fall apart right away after the first use, because it just may fall apart. Now, on other retros, such as Jordan 12s, you'll see other types of things, such as discoloration on the uppers. Same thing with this shoe. The midsole on this one starts to feel hard and starts to crumble apart. Luckily, on this one, it's been kept in great condition as well, and it's really good to go. Another example of this is Jordan 6s. Same thing, we got discoloration. These are from 2014, so not as old, a little under 10 years old, but we got some discoloration. A lot of times on Jordan 6s, Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s, you'll start to see chipping on the midsole. You wear the shoe once, sometimes it may chip on the midsole. It's kind of a risk for reward that you have to keep in mind. Now going over to the Jordan 5s, this is a super iconic shoe. We got the Jordan 5 Wolf Grays from 2010. What a beautiful shoe. The suede on these is beautiful, buttery. On the upper cages, we got discoloration again on each side. Sometimes you even have it on the tongue area. And as you can see, the soles are absolutely discolored. For me personally, I think it is beautiful. It gives the shoe some character and it looks really nice, but some people don't like that. This shoe has also been kept in really great condition. I'm pretty sure if you wore this a couple times, this midsole right here would start to crack the paint just because of the time it's been. It's over 13 years old. Now let's go into one of the most iconic things is Jordan 1s and Dunk Highs. The main thing you're gonna be worrying about, the glue separating on the toe box. This glue right here is gonna start to separate as time goes, but the thing with these shoes is the upper layer is stitched to the sole. So luckily, even if the glue separates, the shoe will stay intact for the most part. So that is the great thing about Jordan 1s or Dunk Lows. They last the longest and they don't have discoloration usually. I mean, you could get discoloration if you kept them really bad or under the sun or in heat, but for the most part, these are gonna last the longest. That's why a lot of times you see a lot of collectors wearing the original Jordan 1 Chicagos and other ones like that. This usually the bottom starts to fall apart from age. This material is gonna fall apart, but the uppers are gonna stay beautifully intact most of the time. Obviously, the paint could start falling apart, but it is awesome to see some OG Jordan 1s. So you guys might be asking, Sneaker Hustle, how do you prevent this from happening? Hey, well, guys, I hate to break it to you, it's kind of unavoidable. It's gonna happen eventually. There are precautions you can take. First of all, store your shoes, try to store them in cool areas. Try not to keep them in the back of your trunk. That is where there's a lot of heat and the shoes are gonna start to deteriorate. Depending where you live, if you live in a hot area, it's gonna happen no matter what eventually. The best thing you can do for older shoes is to wear them. If you wear them, the glue is gonna stay more intact. When the shoe is new, this midsole hardens. But if you keep using the shoe, it's gonna stay more intact. The glue is constantly under pressure, and that is really the best way. I know people with shoes that are over 15 years old, but since they wear them not on the daily, but like let's say a few times a year, they are able to keep them intact. I'm not saying they beat the crap out of them. They just keep wearing them a little bit here and there, and that really helps the shoe stay intact. So the main thing is keep it in a cool area, take care of your shoes, and that would definitely help. Lastly, you might be thinking, should I buy old shoes? We got the Nike SB Dunk High Papa Bears that just came in yesterday. Crazy story about these. The customer came in, he said he was an actor, and he said Jack Black actually gifted him these. Super sick story. These are worth about $2,000, guys, and they're super sick if you haven't seen these. They're brand new from 2006, fully intact, no damage, beautiful shoe. The suede on these is insane. So what's the reason? Why should you buy older shoes? Well, mainly the history, guys. It's so sick to have something like this. Like, look at these. We got brand new Jordan 6 Lows UNCs from 2002, guys, and they're brand new. Yes, they are falling apart, but this is a piece of history, guys. They're never worn. They just look so sick, and it's a beautiful display piece. And I got these for a steal. I paid under $100 for some brand new Jordan 6 Lows. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could get these sole swapped and have someone who knows how to professionally restore shoes. They can restore the whole midsole, get it from a donor pair, basically fix the bottoms up where they would be wearable. Personally, I'm not looking to wear these. I just wanted to display these, but I think it's so sick and it's a piece of history. So that is mainly the best reason to buy these older shoes. Then you got shoes like this that are fully wearable, guys, from 2006, and you got a piece of crazy heat that nobody has. The quality on these joints is insane, and it is definitely a major flex piece if you're looking for that. And it's just a beautiful shoe, guys. I wanted to make this video to hopefully educate you guys on older sneakers, that you do have to wear them with caution. You have to be very careful if you're purchasing a sneaker like this. You have to break them in, take care of them. Really make sure to take it easy on an older sneaker like this if it is DS or even if it's worn. We actually had a situation recently where we sold a pair of Jordan 11 Gammas. They're from 2009 or 10. They were VNDS, probably worn once or twice. Super clean. We had them for a great deal, $320. The customer purchased them, and after a month, he messaged us saying that the sole was starting to separate. And he was asking if we could do something about that. Unfortunately, we have a policy of no returns, no exchanges, and it was over 25 days that this customer had the sneaker, and we don't know what he did with the sneaker. He could have been wearing them really heavily, stored them in a lot of heat, stored them not correctly, and that could have led to the shoe falling apart, because when we sold it to him, it was perfectly intact. We try our best to warn our customers that a shoe over 10 years old can fall apart and can start to have issues such as separation, discoloration. It is just part of the risk, but it is a true collector. It can be very worth it to have something that nobody has, have a part of history, have a beautiful shoe. It's just dope, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Are you into the older vintage sneakers, or are you more into the newer stuff? If you've never gotten an older sneaker, I definitely recommend it. Look into it. You can get them for a fraction of the price a lot of times, especially if they're used. It's awesome, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe for more videos. Comment below your thoughts on this video. As always, you dig?
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig, you dig. Subscribe.